Alright guys, in today's video what I wanted to show you was this bushcraft leather tinder pouch. Alright, so it has a drawstring made from an antler or a draw bead. You can open up the pouch and get your tinder out that you may need to start your fire and cinch it back up. Well, a bead got stuck and you can cinch it back up. I'm going to go over the things that you're going to need to make this pouch and take you through the process of me making it. So if you're interested in doing this little tinder pouch yourself, stick with me guys. I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, to make this tinder pouch, you're going to need a couple items. For this one, this is tanned mule deer hide, the same pieces that I had used on my belt pouch. I have a couple of wooden beads just to add a little bit more of a traditional look. This is a bead that I made from a deer antler, drilled through the center and rounded off the edges. And you're going to need a strap of leather, and you want a decently long piece of leather. I'm going to be using a dinner plate to trace out my tinder bag. It's 9.5 inches across. I'm going to be using a number 2 pencil, a pair of scissors, and a leather punch. So one of the first things you're going to want to do is get your leather laid out and find the place that you can lay the dinner plate to get the maximum use of your leather. I'm in this corner, and this dinner plate is going to be my outline. So I'm going to get it situated. Then I'm just going to trace lightly with the pencil on the side that is going to be the interior of my tinder pouch, okay? And this is just going to be a reference for me. Okay? Then, what I want to do is, I want to come up 1/4 of an inch and trace out roughly another line. Let's see here. Using that initial line that I made as kind of a template for where I need to cut that out. Now I'm sure you guys can't see that too well on camera, but then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut around the outside of that line about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Be right back with you. Alright guys, hopefully you can see that there. Say this is my dinner plate, and I've got roughly 1/4 inch all the way around. Alright, so I'm going to adjust the camera, adjust my working space, and I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, now that we got our round here that we're going to use to make our tinder pouch, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust my hole punch tool to a little bit larger of a setting so that I can use this leather cord to draw through. And I'm going to go all the way around on that first line, the same length, the same line from the plate, and I'm going to punch a hole about every 1/4 inch or so. I think I'm going to do about every ½ inch. My hole punch is not working as well as I'd like. So there's a couple holes. You guys get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these off camera, and I'll be back with you as soon as I get them taken care of, and I'll let you know how many I did for the size of this dinner plate size tinder pouch. Stick with me, guys. Alright guys, so I got all the holes punched. Let me count them real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. I got 41 holes. Alright, then you're going to take your piece of leather and go in one kind of a back and forth pattern on lacing this. So you go through and back out. And you're going to do this all the way around this whole bag here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm not going to bore you guys with sitting there watching it for 20 minutes, but you get the idea, in and out. Alright, I'm going to get all these holes done, and I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, so I got it all laced up, and something I just learned was that you have to have an even number of holes. I know in that last clip I just did there, I had 21 holes. And so what happened was one of the strings came on the inside. So when you're doing this yourself, make sure your number is even. Alright, so that your two ends and facing the same direction together. Alright, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these two ends, I'm going to feed them through my deer antler larger bead that I made. And this is going to be my cinching bead. This is what's going to be tightening it up when I draw this. So you kind of want it to move smoothly, and I can already tell that I'm going to need to probably drill that out just a little bit more. So let me go fix that. I don't know. I think that'll work. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to cinch up this leather, and in the process you want it to curl over like a ball. I'm going to go ahead and use this bead here. Crazy thing about this is that I made a pair of puck toe moccasins. Which was a common moccasin used in the eastern woodlands, and it functioned pretty much on the same principle at the toe of the moccasin, and it creates a pucker. To essentially puckers the end of the bag. Alright, So this tinder pouch, not a huge one, but I don't need a huge one. We're looking at probably, let me get my measuring tape. By using the 9.5 going to 10-inch dinner plate, we have a 5.5 size bag, which that's to be expected. We folded it in half. We have our tensioning bead. We want to make sure that when we do open this thing all the way up, to get our tinder out, that we have plenty of leftover on our string here, or our rope, or leather, to do what we need to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down about there, cut that extra off, and then something I do is I cut them at an angle or a point. If you're going to put a bead or something on it, having that point to use for threading is going to make a huge difference. Which is something also I did when I threaded it through the bag. And I'm going to go through my wooden beads and pick out a couple of beads that I think would look good on here. Let's see, let's make sure these will fit. There we go. Something I found that helps when it's a really tight fit for these holes on the beads is to twist them and push down at the same time, twisting the leather, and it will force its way through to where you get a little piece coming out the end, and then you can grab a hold of it and move it. I'm going to come up a little ways, and then I'm just going to tie a single overhand knot or a stop knot, just something to prevent the bead from coming off. I'm going to do that on both sides. Alright, so I'll give you guys a little bit more of a close-up there. So here's what we got. Here's our antler, and here are our two wooden beads, and here's our pouch. So when we put our tinder in and want to cinch it up, and you can slide that up to hold it tight. I don't know if you guys even seen that in camera. And that bead, the antler bead, will hold it tight, and we have this extra just to make sure we have enough room to open it up to get our tinder out. So here's a nice little do-it-yourself tinder pouch. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video on this do-it-yourself tinder pouch made out of leather. Has a much more traditional look, and you know, it's kind of perfect for holding just enough tinder. I filled this one with birch bark, and gives you something that is dry, has a nice traditional look, and fits into that bushcraft kind of concept. Thanks for watching on this one, guys. God bless.